Welcome everyone, today I have a very exciting build for Diablo 4 for Season 1. As you guys can see behind me, we have a Druid companion build with the wolves. So I have finally gotten my Storms companion, and now, if you have a quick look, I'm currently sitting on plus rank 18 for my wolves. So what do I mean by plus rank 19? It's because currently I'm trying to get this skill upgraded to the plus 3 to all companions, and this will take me to plus 19. Unfortunately guys, during the making of this video, we do not have enough materials to do the Hell Tide, and there's no Hell Tide for a while. This is actually bugged out. There's no Hell Tide at the moment, so I couldn't get this particular amulet to plus 3 to all companions. And once I have this one ready, we'll be plus 19 to the wolves. Now if you have a close look, you can see each of the wolves will do a lot of damage. So let's come over here and let's go through some of the replay highlights for this build. So here I'm running pretty much a tier 20 plus nightmare dungeon, but instead of doing that, I want to clear some of my dungeons to get my Rhinos. So you can see as I do my build testing, as I do things, I'm unlocking my seasonal journey and also do my Rhinos. Okay, now let's focus on the build. You can see that we can hit about 100,000, 990,000 with one hit. And most of the time we can one-shot one of the elites or any of the special monsters or champions. This is actually quite fun, and this makes it strategic how you play your wolves. The fun part is I feel like I'm a Pokemon master and I get to summon my wolves and they pretty much one-shot anything that I send the attack order. Now the downside of this build is pretty straightforward. When your wolves are cooldowns and you do not have any active spells, you don't do that much damage. But the moment you have your wolves, you can one-shot almost anything. Now, again, this build is not going to be the top meta build, but this build is very fun for the season because of the special gem. So before we go over to the items, let's have a look how we fare against the boss. So over here, I get my wolves and I send them out, we almost one-shotted the boss. There is one downside for this build. Notice I'm getting knocked down. There is a gem I can use, the special Wrathful gem, that can prevent this, but I'm too cheap to do that. I'll show you guys very soon. So notice I'm doing my build testing, I'm also getting my Rhinos. Now similar to all of the videos guys, at the end of the video, I'll provide you guys with a replay highlight of all my items and also my choices of legendaries. Now this build gets even more fun. I did a lot of testing with friends, and here we're doing a nightmare dungeon which is a tier 50. Now I'm not saying I'm the carry here, I'm basically the team mascot. I'm a little wolf guy with a bunch of wolves. So the fun part about this build is you can play the range, you can play melee, and sometimes you can try different combinations. Here I'm using Shred as a mobility spell to get away or get engaged. We're also providing the team with the additional critical chance and also attack speed because of a Bloodhound, which makes us more team oriented. It's also pretty fun to send off the wolves, and sometimes, they can do some nice things, and they can also help to tank up a little bit, and also distract enemies as we revive our party members. So yeah, we actually cleared the Nightmare Dungeon 50 using this particular Druid build. Again guys, I'm not saying I'm carrying, I'm just testing the build while my friends are carrying. And if you do want to see the Necromancer over here that is carrying us, make sure you check out the previous video. It is incredibly strong. Notice that the Necromancer was carrying us against level 104 monsters when we're only level 70 and also level 40. There's a friend that is level 40. So there's two of us getting carried by Death and also Cashier over here. Big thank you for them for letting us try this particular dungeon with my wolves. Now finally, I also test the wolves in the Malignant caves, and this is actually pretty good. So against most of the monsters, I can one-shot them. And of course guys, I'll provide you guys with the skill rotations and also a replay highlight at the end of the video. Now usually I try to do my builds on Mobilitics after I finish the build, but today because I spent hours on making the build, I actually completed everything as I crafted the build. So if you guys want to follow my build and also my choices of the Malignant card, which is very important, we'll talk about this as well, you should come over to Mobilitics and follow everything. We have the skill trees, we have the Paragon perked out, and we have everything ready on this one. It took me a while to make this one as well, and I'll be adding additional notes over here for you guys as well. Now coming over to my character, I'm currently level 75. You might be like, hey Matt, you must be leveling a lot. But if you look at some of my friends, a lot of them resting, you can see Holy Freak over here is level 89. I have a lot of hardcore Diablo friends over here. So I have not been leveling a lot because I spent over 5 to 6 hours a day crafting, planning this build. That's just today. Yesterday I planned a lot. So I've been spending over 10 hours making this build. That's why I haven't been leveling much. And yes, I might look a little high level, but I'm a little under level compared to other friends. But that was worth it. This build I have been wanting to play since the beta, and you might have seen my previous beta build with all the right items and also the special gem over here to provide us with more warps companions. This is really fun. So now let's come over to my items. Now remember guys, we said we're going to be plus rank 19 for the warps. I'm currently plus rank 18 because I haven't upgraded the final amulet. So let's firstly have a look how you get plus rank 19 with your warps. You want to have an amulet with all companions plus 2 and you upgrade this one to plus 3 at the final rank. This is quite important. It has to be ancestral graded. It has to be over 740 or just 740. So keep that in mind. After that, you want to be socketing one of the Vicious Heart. This provides you with 3 more additional ranks to your warps. This is quite important and those gems do drop quite often. Don't worry too much about the percentage of getting additional companions. You almost always have 3 to 4 warps available because of this gem. After that, this is my little Harlequin's quest of my little shackle. So this particular helmet provides me with plus 4 to Ravens, plus 4 to Warps. I was unable to find a plus 4 to Van Creepers, but we got a 9.7% cooldown reduction, right? So that's not bad. So here's 4 more ranks to the Warps. And finally, we're getting 4 more ranks to the Warps on this particular unique. I have been farming this unique over the Tempest Straw because I wanted to make the Warps build. I finally got it yesterday, and this is the centerpiece of this particular build. So now, let's briefly have a look at the items and also legendary effects. Now, do keep in mind guys, I'm just using a lot of random items that I think might work at the start of the game. I can get a lot of better items. You can see those strings have almost all the wrong stats. It's just because they have the right legendary effects and also the right gem sockets, so keep that in mind. As for the weapon, I'm going with a two-handed weapon and I want my wolf companions to do more damage. So the 200% effect for the legendaries is that wolves can do up to 200% more damage and spread rabies. For the weapon, you want ideally a high damage weapon. 816 is pretty high over here, and we have some decent rates. We have poison damage, willpower, vulnerability. I'm looking for critical damage, but I couldn't get this one of course. If I got it, I probably won't use it on the wolves, right? Now for the secondary effect, the 150% bonus to legendary effect, I'm going with the increase of companion skill damage by 35%. We can get up to 39% on this one. It is optional guys if you want to switch this one on the two-hand or if you want to do this one on the amulet. Now that we come over to our rest of the offensive codex, you can see my companions will now enjoy Bestial Rampage, which will have a look in the skill trees. So I'll give you guys a brief highlight over here. So with Bestial Rampage, your wolves and also your companions will gain 25% attack speed and also 30% more damage together with your character, which is not bad. And if we come over to the second ring, this is quite interesting. My Werebear spells now provide me with an instant poison damage offset, and this allows us to do even more damage with poison damage combined with poison creepers and also with rabies. Now finally, for my offensive codex on my gloves, I'm going with Bloodhole and provide us with more critical chance. This provides for the players playing next to me and also my companions with more critical chance and also more attack speed, which is really good. This also heals allies. So I do believe it heals allies, right? So Bloodhole also affects nearby players. So Bloodhole actually happens very often because of the cooldown reduction. And I can be healing no percentage HP myself and also provide attack speed and so critical chance. Now the rest of my items are pretty straightforward. For the helmet, we're going with basic attack reduced damage by 20%. And as for my chest, we're going with increased armor as we deal damage. This has been nerfed a lot, but still not bad. And for the boots, we're going with increased crowd control, which also provides us with more damage against unstoppable enemies. Now of course, the centerpiece to make this one really fun is because of the unique pants. Now this unique pants does drop after World Difficulty 4, so keep in mind guys, you'll be getting a lot of this when you do the Nightmare Dungeons. Now over here, I do want to have a small mention of the stats of the gears. I want to get more critical chance on the gloves, but you can see this is not the right gloves. I don't do that much werewolf spells, I don't have any werewolf normal attack, and I wanted more critical chance against injured enemies on the gloves. But you know, I pick anything. Lucky hit is really important. You want critical chance, lucky hit, and also attack speed. And finally, you want critical chance against injured enemies. For the rings over here, you want lucky hit, you want critical chance, and maybe maximum HP. So lucky hit is quite important. I noticed this ring doesn't have anything. I just left it there because I didn't have enough things to be crafting this one and also removing it. So I just left it there. Now over here, a small highlight for the Malignant Heart. I'm going with a defensive brutal heart that provides me with in-time damage suppression and also explode for some damage. The most important heart is going to be the vicious heart. You need at least one amulet or maybe at least one ring to have this particular socket. This gives you additional warps and also additional warps rank, which is really good. The final socket is pretty flexible. What I'm planning to do is I'm planning to use the Wrathful Heart once I get a really good item. Because this is not the right ring for this, right? So I'm not going to socket this heart onto the ring because it can't be unsocketed. But this will be the ideal one because you're going to see in the replays, I'm getting crowd controlled a little bit, and having this one will be perfect for me to be defensive and also to be offensive. Now briefly coming over to the Spirit Brooms. We have damage against elites, we have increased critical chance, we also have the most important one, 20% lucky hit chance when you critical strike to reset your companions. This allows us to do a lot more damage because we're resetting the companions with everybody. So everything resets once we proc this one. We also have a bit of defensiveness, so when we cast Blood Hole, which is a defensive spell, we'll get more fortified. And finally, when we do attacks with shift-shifting skills at critical hits, we also get a bit of life back with a basic attack over here. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates, and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4. Now coming over to my skill trees. Before we dive into the skill trees guys, a small warning, this is not going to be the meta build. So this is probably your tier B, tier C build for the Druid, but it's really fun. If you guys do have the unique paints, you can have a really good fun building this one as you're leveling, as you're playing with your friends and also yourself. Because we can buff party members and also we send a lot of wolves. So here I'm going with 2 points into more so I can go to the next section. This will also be my Werebeard spell that provides me with damage reduction and also provides me with my key passive. So staying in the Werebeard form gives us more damage. Now we're not going to go with any of the core spells because they're not that good, we don't have any spots. So here we go with the additional critical chance against close enemies and also damage reduction in the Werebeard form. Once we come over to the defensive section, we go with 1 point into Blood Hell, and also Blood Hell provides us with increased attack speed. Now we will be going with Vigilance, because we can cast Blood Hell almost every 3 to 4 seconds because enemies keeps dying. This is actually really powerful to be more defensive. Now over here, 5 points will go into each of the companions, and once I have my amulet, everyone will get 1 more plus rank. Now for the wolves, we're going with 3. When we critical strike, the wolves gain attack speed. For the Poison Creeper, we increase the duration, which allows us to do more damage because of the legendary effect of the Werebeard spells. And as for the Ravens, it is optional guys, you can use Ravens to attack periodically. I tried it, it's not that major. I prefer the vulnerability to have a burst damage follow up with the wolves. And of course, we go with Companions for 30% bonus damage, and also we go with some bonus damage to crowd control enemies, which will be double to 18% more damage. Now if we come over to the next section, we're going with 5 points into Rabies to do more poison damage. And this also allows us to spread Rabies faster. Now what I'm actually thinking is, I think I could go with Rabies dealing total damage in 4 seconds. But because we're translating all the damage from Rabies using these legendaries, we don't have to pick that one. Because every normal attack, the poison damage is dealt instantly. Now over here, because enemies are constantly getting poisoned, we'll also have increased critical damage against poison enemies. Finally, if we come over to the last section, we have Quick Shift, and also this goes into the Heightened Sense, provide us with more damage reduction against elites. You can also go with Fortified if you want some Fortified. Now of course, we want to be in a Bestial Rampage. This is quite important because as you go into the Werebear and also Werewolf form for 2.5 seconds, you will gain a 15-second buff. So we're constantly getting 30% more damage, 25% more attack speed for us and also for the companions. Now it's pretty easy to achieve this one, so once we go into the skill rotations, I'll show you guys exactly how. Now briefly coming over to the Paragons. Do keep in mind guys, I'm not leveling everything effectively because I've been planning to build this one. So you can see most of my glyphs are not really high level. I have a level 15, level 11 and level 1. Yeah, I'm trying to get the companions level 15 to get the range increase and also to deal more damage. So this is not the final form of the build because I need right items, right rings, more critical chance and also bigger Paragon board. Now remember guys, if you want to follow me on the Paragon board, come over to the mobility section and I have picked out the Paragon board. I will be updating this build in the future for you guys once I get the right items, because right now I need to level right. So we're taking the offensive path to do more damage. And once we come over to the first glyph, I'm going with Exploit, because I leveled Exploit first to level 15. And if I wanted to put the companions over to the first section, I don't have enough intelligence without having this one to level 15. So this is why the companions are on the third glyph. So with Exploit getting to level 15, we can enjoy the 29 dexterity that give us more damage. Now once we come over to the next board, you want to be poison enemies with this legendary effect. So we always want to be poison enemies with rabies and also with poison creeper. While doing this, we're doing more damage against poison enemies, we also do more damage, we also do a little more damage. Now coming over to the glyph of choice, we're going with a close range damage reduction, and this is a level 1 glyph, so I just got this one because we happen to path over here. We get some damage reduction, we also get more damage against poison enemies. Now once we come over to the second board, the board of choice is going to be the Inner Beast. What I want to do is, this is one of the best board for me to get all the intelligence. I believe I can get over 50 intelligence over here, which gives me over 200% more companion damage. You also want to get this one to at least 25 to gain the 80% increased damage to the passive proportion of the companions. Now to do this I have to go around because the range is not big enough. Once it's big enough, I can save some points over here. Now coming over to skill rotations. So over here, what I want to do is I want to show you guys my combos. Now notice all my spells on cooldown. When all your spells on cooldown, normal attack can reset your orb's cooldowns. This is quite important. So normally when facing strong enemies, what you want to do is you want to send out your wolves to one-shot the elites or any of the champion minions just over here. So notice those are the defensive champions, we one-shot them. Normally speaking, you want to be casting your ravens first and followed by the poison creeper, and then you send out your wolves for the vulnerability and also the disable. You want to be casting your blood health for survivability and also for attack speed buffed, and also for critical chance. Finally, for the rabies, you can cast them wherever you want, so it's pretty flexible. The only downside at the moment is I don't have any hard control disable removal, which can be available if I use my Wrathful gem, which is going to be this gem over here, of course, if you guys have a look. But I'm not going to put on this ring, right? This is not the right ring. So over here, I'll show you guys a quick skill rotation. Once the elite monsters appear in front of you to one-shot it, you just want to send out your ravens, your poison creepers, and send out your wolves, and woof, he's gone. I didn't even do that properly. He was dying before I sent out the wolves. So to show you guys again over here, you send out the poison creepers, send out the ravens, send out the wolves, and the guy's gone. Notice I'm getting hard controlled. I want to get rid of this one with that gem very soon if I get a ring. Now because I plan to showcase and also share a lot of good builds with you guys, if you guys do have an interesting and also wonderful build, make sure you send me a message on Discord. We can work through making a clip for the video and also demonstrating to the viewers out there to show you an amazing build and also a creative build. So make sure guys, if you have a great build on any of the classes, Necromancer, Druids and also Sorcerers, let me know in the comments and also let me know on Discord. So we'll get your build sorted and share it with the community to see how powerful your build is, and it doesn't have to be a meta build. Now hopefully you guys enjoyed this build. This took me over 10 hours in the first season. I could be level 80 by now, but I want to make this build for you guys. And if you come over to the final part, this is a replay highlight of me testing in different dungeons, different part of the game. Currently, I can run anywhere from tier 20 to tier 25 dungeons, nightmare dungeons without a problem. With higher level dungeons, I haven't been able to test in them because I don't have the right items, and also I need the right ring. Once I get those, I'll probably go for tier 30 or tier 40.
wait a minute. Wait a moment. I must wait a moment. I must wait a moment. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I must wait a minute. I'm not ready yet. I must wait a moment. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. wait a moment. I must wait a moment. I need time to do that. I need more time. I must wait a moment. I must wait a moment. I need time to do that.
Now before you go, and if you guys didn't know, we have a new YouTube channel. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and check out the behind the scenes and also fun clips and also more stories about us. And then you get to know me a little more personally instead of just reading the news and also the games, right? So I want to share a little bit more with you guys. So make sure you check this channel out if you're interested about Matt and also Uni. She's really funny too, and she's really shy. So I want to give her a surprise and do a shout out for the new channel to get some subscribers. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time.